whatever, cortisone creams, things like that, whatever, steroids, anti-inflammatories, antibiotics, we don't know. Good, bad, easy. Makes sense, right? So you already probably know that. You get poison ivy when it comes into contact with your skin, the oil from that comes on there. What if you like burn poison ivy, like in a big fire pit and then breathe in the fumes? Is that good or bad?
I don't know. That's bad.
That's bad. Then you get it inside your lungs, right? So you never burn poison ivy and then like sit around and like watch it burn and suck in the fumes. So that's not good to do. So yes, the oil comes off of it. It goes in the air and everything. So that's so good. All right, so good on absorption. Next up, we're going to do. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah. Do a little. You got the non-smoking pad. You've got the massive pad. I know.
It's cute.
Yeah, you probably like cool cartoons. I mean, I'll stick them in my stuff here. So we're going to talk about making vitamin D. That's all we're going to say. That you can make vitamin D when you have sunlight exposure. And don't worry about the conversion from the liver to the kidneys to the whatever's going on there. We're not going to worry about that. So, but you have to have like vitamin D for what mineral to be absorbed in your intestinal tract? Calcium, right? Calcium. Because mom always says like drink milk for strong bones, right? Because milk has a lot of calcium in it, right? So calcium actually is really, really, really tough to be absorbed through your intestinal tract, and it does require vitamin D. So if you buy a calcium supplement, it always has vitamin D with it, because those two have to sort of go together. So what happens when you get like way older? Is it like harder or easier to absorb calcium into your heart? Yeah, as you age, right? Everything starts to like break down, whatever. They have a hard enough time already getting the whole calcium normally, but that's why like calcium supplements don't work that great, but they're better than doing nothing. So we'll do more of that later too. Talk about calcium and parathyroid hormone and calcitonin and all that crazy stuff. Alrighty. You going too fast or you're doing okay?
Okay.
Go fast? Okay. Alright, so we're going to do the structure of skin. We're going to see, let's see, so you guys are, next week we're going to do skin. We're going to do skin and bones. So we're going to take a look at a skin model upstairs. It's online for you already. You can check it out if you want to get a sneak peek on that or preview on that one. But we have two main parts of your skin. So the model now is going to show you a few things. I'm going to show you a little picture real fast. So skin, here's my little skin model. It'll look just like this right through there. And actually you got hair sticking out of here. Can you name the tissue that would be like right here, do you think? It's your epidermis, but the name of the tissue is stratified, squamous, keratinized. Okay, so this is, I'll put on there like my epidermis. It's on the top side of my dermis. So my epi is stratified, squamous, right? Keratinized through there. What's my next layer down through here? What's in my dermis?
Dense irregular?
Dense irregular. So here's my dense irregular connective tissue. And then down below here we have fat, which is adipose tissue. Okay, that's my hypodermis. So again, if you like break the words apart, you can figure it out, right? So this is adipose right through there. Okay. So epi means on top of, so epidermis on top of my dermis. Hypo is below or under, so it's below my dermis. So when we talk about skin, it's this layer and that layer. It doesn't include fat, because fat they just consider to be like, it's just fat, right? So it doesn't really count. So you only have two layers of skin, your epidermis and your dermis. So we go through here, we can find here's my two main parts, my epidermis and my dermis. I have the hypodermis, which is also known as my subcutaneous layer, but it's like technically not part of your skin. The right thing to know, because on your exam it'll have on there, I know, like name two layers of skin. You got to go with epidermis and the dermis. Those two. So we'll take a look at the two differences here. So epidermis, yes, the superficial portion of my skin. It contains epithelial tissue. Yeah, it does. It's my stratified squamous keratinized. And then for my dermis, it's deeper, right? It's my second layer here. And it's a connective tissue, which is my denser regular connective tissue. So maybe like not a bad idea to know about those couple of things too. So my epidermis, epithelial tissues, stratified squamous keratinized. My dermis, it's a connective tissue, and it's dense irregular. What about hypodermis? It's adipose. Which one is that too? Is that epithelial, connective, muscle, nerve? Another connective tissue down through there, adipose tissue for that one. So as it says, technically not part of your skin, but it does help to anchor the underlying tissues and some organs. Also great for fat storage and things like that. Here's something else I was going to talk about that too. Okay for now. Yeah. So remember talking about thick skin and thin skin? We said thick skin's on the hands or throat or whatever. When we talk about that, we're talking about the layers of your epidermis. So actually there's layers here. So here I have my layers, my epidermis. I'm going to have 5 in thick skin. How many do you think I have in thin skin?
2.
Well, just one different.
4.
Right. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 in thin skin. If I have thick skin, I'm going to add 1. So I'm going to have 5 layers of epidermis in my thick skin and only 4 layers in my thin. Should we name them, do you think? Name the layers of your epidermis? Yeah, you have to know the names of the epidermis, yeah. We have different types of cells, found in different layers, they have a different function and all that crazy stuff. So, just can't have the skin. Gotta make it hard. Alright, here's a great picture of skin. Looks just like the skin model upstairs. Again, they've identified the epidermis and your dermis and your hypodermis, also known as your subcutaneous layer. See there. They talk about the different types of glands that we have located in the skin model. We have eccrine and apocrine glands. We have the erector coli muscle and the hair shaft and root follicle, different types of sensory receptors, my little Pacinian corpuscle and my Meissner's corpuscle and all those crazy ones. So up in lab, we do all this stuff in lab. You guys have a big model, you get tested on it. It's all good. You guys are excited, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Skin model.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to do the epidermis first, then the dermis, and then maybe a little on the hypodermis. So we'll talk about some of the differences between those 3 and go from there. So I think we already know about my layers of keratinized stratified squamous. We know that. Okay, so that's our slide to look at there. Pretty exciting, that's much so. And we have types of cells found in my epidermis, and there's a whole bunch of them here that we're going to pick through. Except I have keratinocytes, melanocytes, Langerhans cells, and Merkel cells. So all types of cells found in my epidermis. All right, let's take a look and see what they do. So a keratinocyte, what do you think it makes? Keratin, right? And keratin is what waterproofs the skin. We're going to find that all those cells, they like to hang out down this little bottom layer. They're all like down through here. All those cells hang out right down through here. And then they migrate, which means my keratinocytes will sort of push their way through all the way to the surface, and it'll dump my keratin out here. Okay, so it's my little keratinocytes making my keratin. We'll do that too coming up in a minute. So do know that 90% of all of my cells found in the epidermis are keratinocytes. And keratinocytes produce the protein known as keratin, and that waterproofs the skin so we don't dehydrate during the day. What about my melanocytes? What do they make? Melanin. And melanin is the pigment for your skin. So some people have a lot of melanin, they have a dark complexion. Other people have very little melanin and a very fair skin. So those are the key differences between that. Can you sort of like make more melanin if you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go out to the sun, right? So again, that UV light, that sunlight will activate the melanocytes to produce more melanin. The more melanin you have, the darker your skin turns. We call that your suntan. Hey, good deal. So Langerhans cells, they're with their immune response. Just know Langerhans cells go with immunity. We saw that from the previous slide. Langerhans cells and immunity. And then Merkel cells used for touch. Yeah, touch sensations.
So those are very tough.
What's that?
So that's on top.
They can be up toward, you're going to find we have little cells like right up here, my little Meissner's corpuscle. I have some other little Pacinian corpuscles down here. So it depends on if it's light touch or deep pressure. So they're sort of staggered in the skin there. Yeah, so we'll do those too. All these great pictures coming up. Alrighty, so here we go. Here's what they look like. In case you guys are wondering, we have the keratinocyte on that bottom left-hand side. It's like a crumpled up piece of aluminum foil or whatever. You got the melanocyte over here hanging out that makes melanin for you. And then we have the Langerhans cell and your Merkel cell over there. I always say for like extra credit, you can come in dressed up as your favorite skin cell. What do you guys think?
How many extra credits?
I know, it could be worse,
It's like a
right?
Star Trek thing, you know?
You could be like skirts in the night. Actually, I had a guy, I always say that jokingly, whenever, but like a year ago, this guy dressed up as a melanocyte. So it's hilarious, he was like a little weird anyway, but big, like stuff like dripping off of his head, and like shows up one day, I'm like, what the, it's like a week later or something, and he comes in his costume like, thinking what's going on, he's like, I'm a melanocyte, and he's like going around the classroom, I'm like, oh. So, I give him like 5 points, but I don't know. So yeah, be your favorite skin cell of some sort. I don't know. Yeah, it's sort of a little creepy. Make all sorts of crazy people come to class. All right, so epidermis says, hey, we have layers, which I showed you earlier, and we have 5 layers. So we'll go ahead and name those for you. And we'll go through. Yeah, you have to know them in the right order too. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. All right, so we'll put there's my first layer, and my second layer, and my third layer, and 4th and 5th layer. So again, all 5 layers make up the epidermis. Now how they are in the book and how they are on here, they're flipped. So to make sure you know they're backwards. Meaning this. My stratum basala, you would think would be the top layer.
No, it's the bottom.
It's the bottom layer here. Okay, so yeah, they're all called stratums. And stratums just means like layers, like the stratosphere around the Earth, there's layers, okay? Same thing here. So here's my stratum germinativum. That one. It has another name too, known as the stratum basala. So basala means bottom or basement, okay? So you can call it the germinativum or you can call it the basala. Either way is good for me. Next layer is my stratum spinosum. So here's my stratum spinosum. So we got it right over here. Then it says I have my stratum granulosum. Okay, next up, stratum lucidum. That's like a really special one because that's the one that we find only in thick skin. So again, remember we said thick skin has 5 layers, thin skin only has 4. That's the layer that's present in thick skin, but not there in thin skin. So that's like an important one to know. Then my last one is your stratum corneum. So that's my most superficial layer, is my stratum corneum. So on your exam, I'll have a question about what's the 3rd deepest layer of skin?
On which one? Thick or thin?
Yeah, remember, is it thick or is it thin? Because you have to make sure you read the question carefully because it'll be different if it's thin skin versus thick skin, right? So that layer would not be there in thin skin. So what's the 3rd deepest layer in thick skin? Granulosum. What's the 4th deepest layer of thin skin?
The basal.
Yeah, the bottom one, right? So the 4th deepest is only 4 layers. It has to be the bottom layer. So just make sure you can do that in your head, don't get confused, whatever. All right, so here's how I sort of memorize this and people come through, whatever. So I make little mnemonics and things that help you memorize things, whatever. So I go with this. I say Germans, like germinativum, okay? Germans spin, so spin for spinosum, and then gran, if I put grain, let's put an extra I in there, sort of thing. So German spin grain, and I put like, or loose, or whatever, and then formed.